Leaders are born and not made. From my childhood days, all of my friends, even school days, that know me coming up from a very humble and a very poor backgrounds, will tell you that Fala has been in the leadership space, even where we talk about young people coming up, coordinating friends in the community. It has just been part of me, and leadership has been part of me, and I think I have been blessed with that gift, except for those that don't know me, but those that knew me from my inception, from childhood day, where we play football, do our local stuff together. That leadership has been in me till I gravitated coming up, growing up as a young guy, getting into the business. I became very successful. You normally hear people with a playing setter. Yeah, I am the playing guy. Very successful. I provided leadership for my friends. After the war, I was able to negotiate, integrate most of our childhood friends before the war that were involved during the crisis. Some of them all went our various ways. And when we came back into the community, some of them formed themselves as ex-combatants for the war. I was in the business of managing to see how we can integrate our friends gravitating from what you call fighting war, come back into the community. We can make use of you. You can be important. And I managed that, especially in the Peaceville Belt. And my friends were always like, they look up to me for leadership, for direction. And I've been giving them that direction, that leadership, even in school. Yeah, every time I sit in a position of providing leadership among my friends. So 2024, 22, 2000, 2000, provided leadership, chairperson of all of the Plank Setup Portal guys together, and I became the coordinator. And the essence of doing that was to tell them, look, my man, after war there is peace. We can make use of ourselves. You can get into the business, and you will have to forget about what you call them a child soldier or going to crisis. So we integrated a lot of them, and then begin the leaders. And then at the end of the day, I begin to beat guys on the feet, even when it comes to the financial strength on the feet at the time. So, as the leader, the guys decided, and then apparently, when 2005 came, prior to that, they knew they had a leader, especially in the Pinsville, the Red Lab Belt. They said, Fala, it's time for you. We can rally around you with what resources or resources. We can make you to be our leader of this place. Even the community, our elders, because discipline comes in as well. Most of the elders that grew up in the hands in the community were like, Father, you being our son, you're a very respectful guy, you're a disciplined guy, you're hardworking, whatever you say, whatever you want in the community, you have it, you have it, you have it. And just how it went. And we tested it, we put it to test. And I became representative of district number 7 at the time. Not many persons knew. People said, why would the guys do a young man? You will abuse the opportunity. He's not going anywhere. And I said today it was a challenge because I had thousands of young people that I represented. If I failed them. So I saw it not as a morale, not something to show a big chest. Do what the people asked me to do and prove them wrong. And I proved them wrong. Today is history. I'm not an eminent permanent president in society. So I think yes.
What is that one thing you did for that portion of Montserrat that you represented for what 12 or 18 years?
18
18
years.
years. If you were counting one, two
I
things
was
that you say,
always
I will be remembered for these things.
representation. Firstly, is accessibility.
Okay.
Constant accessibility to your people. Because when you're accessible, you know the plight of your people, you know the condition of your people, you know what they need, what they're looking for. Giving them that accessibility gives me a broader opener and an eye opener to know some of the demand. And coming up, it was just a difficult thing for me, for those of us that came from the poor parental backgrounds. Education was a very tough one. And I thought that giving me the space I had, I should give back to the community as far back as 2012, 2013. The T5 Academy year today, that was one of the things that I really, I touched my hands on that I should give back to the community. And I opened one of the biggest high schools in 2012. We opened the doors of the T5 Academy in the Nizo community. It has been existing for the last 1 decade plus of creating opportunity to the people. So education is one of the areas because we were disadvantaged coming up. I really focus my attention, bring my friends together. Even if it is just computer, go and learn some skills, get some technical skills, go to academic and all of that. And we gravitated from the academic, and I saw the need. Yes, like for example, the entire Painesville Belt, we have a proliferations of high schools all over the place, but all of us left Painesville to come to Central Monrovia, or other people go to Fenner to gain tertiary education, and I thought that I should also step one step above, and then we got into the university aspect today. I'm proud to announce that I'm the proprietor of the Apex University that is doing very well in the Painesville community. It has been in existence for the last 5, 6 years. We're managing it as an emerging institution that have been satisfied by the higher commissions to provide higher education for our people. So yes, education is one aspect. Infrastructure, because for me, I love this. Everywhere I go, everywhere I stay, everywhere I live, I like to make sure the areas is developed in my own little weak way, buttressing the effort of government. So yeah, there are a few little things that we
Okay.
can be remembered for.
Are these
But,
schools private?
yeah, they are private, and they are private, but very reasonable, flexible for the community and the residents of Painesville and our district, for our former district. Yes.
Let's go to FOIA now.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little about FOIA.
Yeah, for you.
Before the elections 2023, I know there was this famous FOIA Street pavement project and all those kinds of things. Let's take a look at FOIA's development under you. I mean, your district's development. But do you want to give us a picture of, and to clear some of the speculations, what do you know that prompted the situation at that Slumber border? I see people accuse you, people accuse Francis Newmanley, and different prisons is speaking differently. What do you know? You are directly the political head of that place. You have privilege to a lot of information.
Well, Clarence, for me, I'm a kind of person, I'm not a politician. I like to shift blame or give information that I cannot prove. Because a lot of political people in our country today, they malign other people's reputation, they say things because they want to get political sentiments. I don't do that. Speak to you on the basis of facts and reality. What I do know about the sort of man, since the inception, we were not even born. It has been this water between the both countries. We have been living there in peace from time to time. Our people do intermarriages, they do the farmings, they connect one another. On a daily basis, there's a trade between Liberia and Guinea. Just that water across, you go do your business and come. And most of the businesses there, the trade they do there, selling the produce, the palm oil, the sugar cane, whatever you think about. They do normally come to the Liberian side. They have easy access in the view to the Guinea side. They got a place they call Gegedu, and Gegedu moved into Foya instead of coming to Monrovia or going to Conakry to do business. So they live their lives right there. With that water being right in the middle, there has not been any confrontation. And the Solomon water is one of the water that we use for construction and more other things. So we have no sea over there, so they only use the creek water to fetch sand, to do the lake construction, whatever they want to do. So normally we all go there, whatever you can afford during the dry season, especially around January, February, March. Whatever you can afford, you go for that quantity and take it to town to do your work. And that has been very mutual. We had a coexistence, we had a perfect relationship. Even me, the pavement you see in Central Foya, all of the big major projects I undertook in Foya, my private investment, my homes, and a lot of citizens, thousands of citizens in Foya that constructed will tell you the reference, Makona River. But yes, I don't know, as we speak, we try to establish, we have been giving different accounts of what prompted this situation at Solomon, which of course we do want to delve into. Like I said to you, the national security is investigating. The president has established a committee to investigate, comprised of the joint security, to come up with funding. But we learned that yes, it's where we go to first. And there was small scuffles that came up as a result of some intervention. But we pray that that be resolved. But yes, Sodoma is somewhere that we all use. Makona is somewhere that we all use for the both country to trade and carry on infrastructure development. And that's what I can say for now as it relates
Up to
that.
last night, are the Guinean soldiers still on our side?
As far as I know, yes, they are on our side, especially the Solomon side, yes.
Yeah.
But I think it's skewing down a little bit. It's flexible a little bit as compared to the first 1 or 2 weeks when it started with too much attention all over the place. Yes, it's skewing down.
What about the Foya Street pavement?
Well, yes, you remember, Clarence, since I got involved into the local FOIA politics. That has been my own take because when I assessed the FOIA, when I got there as far back as 2020, prior to the senatorial elections of Senator Jala now, because I led the charge campaigning for Senator Jala at the time, I assessed the entire FOIA in terms of development. I saw a lot of gaps. Yes, I saw a lot of gaps, and I thought that coming from 4 years as a Kissing man, yes, while it's still representing Monserrado County, I felt the need of going back to see how we all can help to see improve and develop our community. And 4 year pavement was one of the things my eyes actually trickled in the past weekend. And yes, we managed to work along with stakeholders, young people, opinion leaders, to see how we can do that work on our own. We did that work, as you see the pavement, the mini pavement that you see in Foya. We achieved that, and achieving that, especially from the sand, all came from Makona River as well, the sort of my water we're talking about. And we identified a lot, for example, the city hall in Foya. We were involved in that construction. So there are a lot of things we got involved in to give a safe lift or facelift of our community. And today, Foya is making tremendous progress, especially now that we have this current government. There is this pavement for the entire Foya, according to what I got. This we started, but we're making the government, pushing the government, negotiating with the government to see how they can expand the entire pavement in the streets, the community, the corridors within there to see how that when you get to Foya now, we should be able to minimize the dust because central Foya, adjacent communities, you get there during the rainy season, our people suffer a lot. Cars got stuck in the middle of Foya, so we want to leave from that stage to give it a pavement. So the government is doing well. Our contract has been signed. We're hoping that they will aggressively begin those work in the next 1 or 2 years. So when you visit Foya now, you'll see the entire Foya is laid off, is paved. So yes, we're doing well. The government is doing well. We're negotiating with them, and we're hoping that we accelerate the work not only Foya, but all of the districts, the counties. Yes, in terms of infrastructure, we need to really do hard.
Okay. I know coming up shortly, we'll move on to some of the main politics of the country, but the elections that brought you to power was tense. When there was a sitting representative, Francis Sakila Nyumale, who is Minister of Local Government now. At some point, somebody died. 4 hours tense. Everybody thought hell was broken loose. What have you done as far as reconciliation is concerned? We see you come to Monrovia when Francis Nyumale was taking over as Minister of Internal Affairs. You went there, you made some political statements. Symbolically, there were attempts to reconcile the both of you. What's about the vast majority of the people? What are you doing for reconciliation in Foya?
Well, Clarence, I think you guys, if you've been monitoring me since my inception as the district representative, I assumed office to take care of the people of Foya, District Number 1, in terms of setting my own agenda for the district. There were few triggers that we highlighted that I needed to use as an agenda item for District Number 1 after my team and I did our assessment. And our assessment point to few points that we needed to live by and work towards. One among them was peace. Because before we could get into infrastructure or development or other items, we thought that after this tension power elections, we held and pulled, we went against one another. As the elected district representative now, I felt it was my responsibility to unite our people, to call for calm, to call for peace. Let's bargain, be bargain, let's make progress. And I'm pleased to announce to you, Clarence, and those that are listening to me, even from 4 years, will attest that what has transpired or the way of life 1 year ago, when you go 4 years now, we have a harmonious working relationship. However, there's still small disagreement. Once people live together, there will be disagreement. But 4 years, I can say to you, it's peaceful. Our community is calm. The people have united themselves. They have forgotten what we talk about politics. They go on the farms. The white people that were not talking to one another before, they could not speak. Community could not engage another community. They are one people now. They have gotten to realize that our leaders have spoken, and not just by speaking, but by taking action. So you will see Fala now sitting with the president of the Republic of Liberia. They could not talk, they could not interact. Yumale, yes, we talk so politically, it was very tense. Yeah, today Yumale and I can talk, we can shake hands, we move in the foyer, our people see us moving. A lot of different stakeholders, even our young people, our followers, that has been my work to do over the last 1 year. And I have achieved that, intensified the work, and I have achieved that 75 to 80% today, our community is peaceful. We left that, we said, okay, now that the community have been peaceful, we'll continue to talk about peace at different levels. What next? Let's get to our young people, education. Can we provide scholarship for our people? Yes, we have done extremely well on that. The people of Foya can attest. Today, you go to Foya, you come to Monrovia, you have nothing less than 200 plus young people that are brought to Monrovia for tertiary education. You go to Fonjama, the university, those that can come to Monrovia, just to read to Fonjama, go to university, we put coming high on them. Those that we can afford to help for now, go to school, because we believe if the man is little educated or educated, there are things you know how to avoid. You're not getting involved. You'll not just be a follower. You'll make sound and a rational decision. So my team and I have worked on that, and it's going very well. Infrastructure, oh yes, before I would get into Foya politics, it's me now, Fala. So when you talk about infrastructure, you talk about development, it's part of me. It's not just representing the people who must leave mark. So today, Foya, we got this TD administrative district. Part of our strategy, you talk about roads, opening major roads in our community. That has been a challenge. We have done a lot working now with public works. You talk about bridges. You came from part of the interior campus. Our challenges we have in the place is basically bridges connecting villages and towns. So today, more than 20 bridges, serious ones that you can talk about. The community is being connected, but still need more to be done in terms of infrastructure. Every part of our district has tasted on the Fala. Today, you get that hotel, you say, yes, this guy, some of them even come to me and say, man, we did not know you, brother. We didn't know that this is kind of the person you are. You are developmental. So you see some of them kind of say, no, we're sorry for what we did. We were making mistake. We didn't know we were missing someone like you. Today, every aspect, you go to one district, you'll see Fala there. You'll see infrastructure impact. Because the first thing we saw, we said, okay, administrative offices. Commissioner, you need your office. Yes, you got an office now. We got to guest us whenever our people leave from the diaspora, they leave from Monrovia, they go home. Sometimes sleeping place, accommodation is a challenge. So we identified that. We say, okay, when you come here, you got a sleeping place, a decent place. You can have a rest. If you don't want to go to your home or your village or blah for some reason, you got someone who will get serious guests. You got someone to rest. There's no more going on because you leave Central Foya, you get to the outskirts, you got administrative building, what we call town hall. Sometimes hosts about 500 to 1,000 people. So you go to Paloma, you got one. As we speak now, Solomon, where there's something happened the other day, we got one coming on, the administrative building, the town hall, the guest house, the commissioner office is being erected. We're talking about dedicating that in July. You go to what we call Menekoma. You go to Menekoma, Clarence, you don't want to come to Central Foya day and night because it's decent, it's laid off. You got somewhere to have accommodation. Our friends for Sewaloo, whenever they come, they got somewhere for accommodation. You got somewhere, administrative town hall meeting can be here. You don't need to go to Central Foya. You got commissioner office. You leave from what we call Menekoma, the upper Tenya, you go to the lower Tenya today. It's massive. It's massive. You see similar thing all over the place. So yes, when it comes to Foya, the peace is there, but in terms of infrastructure, every part of that place is being well touched. So yes, we're doing well. The government is doing her part. We're doing our part as the district representative.
Okay, Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala is our guest. Now, maybe my final question on the Foya thing. Fast forward, there's a situation at Slumber, and we see the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, you know, heading a delegation there. Was your visit there a plenary decision or a leadership decision? Did you use government money to go there? I'm asking because most of your colleagues accuse you people of using $200,000.
You see, we're getting to here. I know the conversation. Thank God, Clarence. I'm here for the next 2 hours. That's why when you started from the inception of this conversation, why people call you and give you all of those accolades, is because of the maturity. One of the things is the maturity we brings to the table. Sometimes my friends will get laugh about it, would joke, they would come to me and say, Doyen, my man, you too strong. My man, you been here for a while. For us, we seeking re-elections. So one thing the Liberian people like to hear, you must always make these kinds of strong allegations, even if you can prove in the need of advocacy. And also, someone like you, Father, when we attack you, we know you're not respond because for you, you're strong. So when you come to respond, a lot will come up. So we'll always hit at you. That's why the public like to hear. And I said, but gentlemen, this is not fair. But sometimes we laugh about it. Going to FOIA, you see, for state actors, leaders, to make allegation is easier. But to prove this allegation is also easier to prove them because you sit in a position that you can subpoena or request documents at any given period. So if you claim that yes, Fala, the speaker, went to FOIA with 200,000 as a certain representative that know your functions, your responsibility, vote of politics, you will speak with facts. Because to raise government resources, to get government resources, is not something that is just sitting in the basket or bucket. That you can just go and say Fala or Richard could went and just touch into it, took it, put it on the back, and went to FOIA. It's not possible. There are process of request, there are process of voucher, there are process of allotment before you come to check making, check before you take it to any other banking institution, the name, berry, and the purpose of that will be attached. So if Fala taking money for operation or for SYZ, you will see it attached there, or for FOIA operation, you will see it attached on the voucher. So when you come with this kind of allegation, you must be able to prove. But to answer you, Clarence, 100% no.
Who funded the trip?
On our own.
Okay.
Firstly, I made a presentation because as the direct representative taking away the speakership, my era has been affected. And I made a plea to the leadership of the House of Representatives, to my colleague, that since we're about to close, when we close for our break, the second break, I will ask you guys to join me along with the speaker to go and do what we call fact-finding as part of our responsibilities, so that we can come back and be able to advise the executive or the chief executive on what we saw, what we know, rather than me just going on the radio, accusing people, talking with us, seeing or verifying what has happened and hearing directly from the people. And my colleague accepted. Speaker graciously accepted. It was on the basis of willingness. Those that want to go, gentlemen, you can join us. Let's go. And that's how we went on that trip. And I hear people, one of our colleagues came up, boop, people dancing, they celebrating. And it's a normal politics for me. I don't give into that. Because what I needed to do, the job that I needed to do, that's what I did. And my people are comfortable. They know the role I play and the role I continue to play. So to answer your question, Clarence, I challenging of the colleague. And in fact, there's a communication on the floor. For that colleague that make that sweeping statement to
You
come
want to
and prove,
investigate him?
I think he should be. He
Okay.
should be. Yes.
Let's, at this point, we'll step out the discussion a little bit. Thomas Fala would now come to establish an institution called the National Independent Movement for Boakai.
Yeah.
What is it?
Oh, it's NIMO, the National Independent Movement for Boakai. Yes, Clarence, you see, it's good that we're here today, so I can, as the vision bearer of NIMO, having been the guy that have said equivocally clear that Joseph Boakai, the president, enjoy my support. Going into 2029, we have not missed our words, we haven't changed, and we're not prepared to change. We are under obligation to do everything in our little powers to negotiate and work harder to see how we can bring that to reality. Whether he's going to recontest or not, our support is just untouched, unbending for Joseph Boakai re-elections. So not being into active party politics, I decided to work independently while supporting his agenda and supporting whatever his quest would be as the president of our nation. And I realized along with my team that we should have an independent movement. We're not part of the party, but as an independent movement of like minds Liberians can come together, we reason together, and see how we can support Joseph Boakai. So we came up with the name National Independent Movement for Boakai. So NEMO was
And so we came up with the name National Independent Movement for Boakai. That's the voice of Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala. Thomas Fala appeared today on the OK Morning Rush with Clarence Jackson, and a lot well packed, ranging from the FOIA incident to major national issues and a couple of things across the country to touch and discuss. My name is Junior Bing, and this is how I'd like to welcome you this evening to BKS TV Heat Hour program, and welcome to the Monday edition of the Heat Hour show here on BKS TV. On the Heat Hour, we see dialogue and our confrontation. We see words and not bullets. My name is Junior Bing, and of course, the happiness you see in me today is proudly sponsored by Leeds United. Yeah. Leeds United proudly sponsored this joy on my face here this evening. I'd like to welcome all of you to the show. President Joseph Yuman Boakai departs Liberia today to visit Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. We'll bring you more updates on that here too tonight as the show goes on. The show has been relayed on Voice of Tapeta in Tapeta City, Nima County, and on its regular radio station, Voice of EKS in Butu Town, Nimba County. Again, tonight we'll be hosting someone very interesting. Someone very, very interesting. We're going to be hosting the project director for UNICO, Mr. George M. Flomo. George Flomo is the program director for UNICO. He will be joining us here tonight on the show as we discuss the major and couple of projects that are ongoing currently in Liberia or undertaken by the United Nima Citizen Council in the United States. George will be joining us here very shortly. He's in the back. And of course, the CEO too is also in the back. 17 minutes past 8 o'clock in Liberia. Bring you a few updates, and we'll bring on Mr. George and then the CEO. Montserrat County Electoral District 10 Representative Yaka Koluba has formally requested additional time for the Committee on Rules and Order and Administration of the House of Representatives to enable him secure legal representation in an ongoing investigation. In a communication to the committee, Representative Koluba appealed for 5 days, 5 working days to retain counsel, citing the recent fast and prayer holiday and closure of law offices between April 10 to 12, which he said made it difficult to engage legal services ahead of the initially scheduled hearing on the 13th, which is today. But then the House of Representatives said they can only give him 2 days. We will also bring you details about that story here too tonight as the show continues. Mr. George W. Flomo, the project director for UNICO, will be our guest here tonight on the show, and it promises to be very, very interesting too as well. This is another protest, but we'll bring you update on that very shortly. President Joseph Yuman Boakai departs Liberia this morning for an official visit to the Federal Republic of Ethiopia, following an invitation from His Excellency Abiy Ahmed Ali, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia. The visit is scheduled for the 14th and the 15th, and the president is expected to be back in the country too as well. Grand Bassa County Electoral District 1 Representative Honorable Isaac Bani has submitted a draft bill seeking to amend the repeal section 7.2 of the new National Defense Act of 2008 that made expanding access to service in the armed forces of Liberia. The proposed legislation introduced during the first day sitting of the special session of the House of Representatives of Liberia seek to increase manpower capacity to strengthen national defense, promote inclusiveness and equal opportunity, and align recruitment criteria with current national realities while maintaining professionalism and adherence to human rights standards. And of course, that's it here this evening. Agri Cigar Workers today protested in Senegal. We will bring you updates about that protest too as well. Lastly, from my desk here this evening, Samuel Jackson suspends his membership with the Citizen Movement for Change amid his ongoing court trial. We will bring you details about that story here too tonight as the shows unfolds. An LACC investigator told the court the funds were traced to the Financial Intelligence Agency withdrawal in cash, but said there is no clear account of how the money was used. And as it here tonight, we will go to Deputy Speaker Thomas Fala will come back. We bring on the CEO and then our guest still with us and keep sharing the show with other people. Abraham M. Toman Jr. is watching us. Vic Sibling from Booyah District. Abraham, welcome. Siddiqui Torre is also watching us. Siddiqui, welcome to the show here too as well. And all of you watching us and listening to us, Vic Sibling, want to say welcome. Let's go for this break. We'll be right back. Still with us.
Visit into Lofa County, and the president was invited in Vondima, view, and there was this commitment that as we come back to Monrovia, we're going to intensify in terms of our networking, the structure building into the 15 counties, and basically Moserado County to begin with, to have our headquarters in Moserado County, and then be able to launch NEMO in Moserado County. Then we can begin to hit the road, engage.
Well, that's it, and welcome back to the show here this evening. CEO, good evening, welcome. Let's hear you very shortly what's on your mind, and we'll bring on our guest. I can see him already in the back.
I'm laughing at our guest. That man, he will piss you off fine. He give me too much hard time. I get with the guy on here, but it's a pleasure hosting him as always. Not because he's my brother, but he's one of those guys that I have massive respect for when it comes to Nimba County and the young people. So it's going to be a great show. I look forward to it. And he's going to be working with us as we partner with Unico in undertaking several projects. The man is the project manager now, so he will help us, guide us as we plan on hosting some debate, and we plan on covering the Unico convention. So he's the guy that can make that happen. So I look forward to having him on here. A lot has been happening, like you said. But we are excited to be back on the show, BKS TV. We are doing great, and I also have an announcement to make. Maybe when he comes on towards the middle of the show there about BKS Foundation as a whole. You're muted.
I want to say welcome, welcome to the show. See you. I know things are really going fine for you this evening, but again, you will manage it, you will handle it. Everything will be fine. Don't worry. Mr. George W. Flomo, good evening. Welcome to the show this evening. How you doing, Chief?
It is good to be back, my friends. It's good to be back. It's good to see you. Junior, you are doing an incredible job here on the show. And CEO, just to let you know that my last trip in Nimba, I talked to your team. I spoke with them. They were with me, and I saw the level of professionalism that that is in BKS journalists. And I just saw the kind of network that they are doing with other organizations, and the fact that they partner with us and they travel with us throughout these journeys give me that sense that BKS is in good hands. So I would just want to say thank you for your staff, your team back home, and the level of our respect that they show us.
Thank you. That was I call him my son, Matthew Quet. He and the rest of the guys there, they are doing really well. He was the one that went with you, interview. He said you did extremely well, and he was proud to be part of it. So I told him, I said, you guys have to go there and go cover the Unico program there, and it was great. You did well too. We followed. We got a lot of videos for you for the project there. Everything is this show, George, is going to be great because, like you and myself discussed, so many things, so many good news, so many breaking news at the end. So I'll just let Junior take over, and we look forward to having this. And Junior, if you'll allow me, maybe after we interview our guests, I will be happy to break that news for him. You're not really yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you. See you, and let's welcome Mr. Siawete Zoget to the show. Siawete, welcome. Matthew Sammy is watching us from Ominga Community. I think that's the Johnsonville belt to outside Monrovia. Matthew, welcome to the show. Ramphels Dodo is also following us. Samuel Fakoli Jr. is also watching us this evening. Samuel, welcome. Charles G. Bessler is following us from Tinker Village, Monrovia. Charles, welcome to the show. Mr. George, how you doing, Chief? How was your visit to Liberia?
People say God money us, right? That's what I love to hear. God is always money us. I'm doing well. Family doing well. And my trip in Liberia was just incredible, Gina. It was just incredible. And I'm so proud that I took that journey to go back home and just talk to my people and just network with them, you know. So it was just beautiful moment for me personally.
Great. So, I mean, let's start a conversation with knowing who you are, and then we come to Unico at first. But let's get to know who you are, your name, where you hail from in Nima, and then we can start the conversation from there.
Of course, my name is George Flomo. I'm from District Number 2, San Nicodemus District. I school in Nima County. I went to St. Mary's, graduated from St. Mary's. You know, that is my foundation, Nima County. You know, I grew up in Nima pretty much. I knew a lot of folks from Nima before even coming to the U.S., and I'm deeply connected to my people. So I'm grateful that Nima gave me the opportunity to do what I'm doing right now.
Thank you. Welcome to the show, Chief. I know when I heard the name Flomo, I was thinking of Sanikole, either from Ga or Bua. I was definitely thinking of that. But welcome to the show. It's great to have you on here
tonight. Very
tonight.
little village. You know, my father comes from a very little village outside of Sanikole called Makinto. When you go into Ikepa,
1 or 2. Is it 1 or 2?
Makinto number 1. That is round the road
Okay.
going to Ikepa right there. That's where my father is from. My mother is from Sejan.
That's John Terrindo, so he knows that very well.
The man want Ali from there. You want Ali know the play. Yes.
You know that I meant district now. You can make it a great
No.
a little bit.
To admit, I think Sanikole District 2 is the best district in Nima, even though I'm from District 5, but I think Sanikole man people, they are very receptive, you know. All my days, my time there, I mean, Sanikole is great. But let's go to the issue. Mr. George, is your position and elected position Unico or appointed one?
It's an appointed position or was squarely on the description of the president or the president of Unico. So it's an appointed committee position.
Mm-hmm. How long you been serving as the project director for Unico?
I've been serving about 4 years.
On which one of the presidency that you were?
President administration.
So, how will you rate your working with the president, soon to be outgoing president of Unico?
I think I'm going to deeply miss him. He didn't know me from the can of pain when he took a chance on me to become his project director. He called me from the blue moon. I was in Delaware when he called me that night and asked me, said, dude, I heard about you. I want you to be the project director for me. I said, Mr. President, I don't even know you from anywhere. I don't know your platform. I've not rather gone through your platform to see what you stand for. What is your agenda? Right? And we talked for about maybe like an hour. And I told him that, Mr. President, I'm going to think about it. And then I didn't get back to him until the night before his inauguration. And he called me. He said, I'm coming back to you. What do you say? I said, well, Mr. President, I'm going to book a flight tonight and I will be in Minnesota and I will serve as your project director. And it has just been an incredible journey for me personally. Have you ever worked with a manager that barely micromanage you? That's the kind of leader in Unico right now. And that's why you see a lot of people are now fighting to become president of Unico because of that sort of momentum, that kind of charismatic attitude that the president is bringing on board. So if you see Unico right now, if you see the presidential candidates, they are like maybe 3 or 4 people running to become president now. So he has become competitive because of that kind of foundation that he has laid. So he has been a very great working relationship with Mr. Samuel Obeji. And I'm so proud that I had the opportunity to serve as his project director.
Are you going to be contesting in an election? I want to speak from another perspective here.
Gina, that's a good question. Before the election and before candidates were being vetted for the next election, a lot of folks reach out to me to run for position in UNICO. This election, I'm going to be sitting out. I'm not going to be a candidate, but I'm going to be, in UNICO, supporting UNICO and still driving the agenda. But I'm not going to be a candidate in this election.
Will you still be a project director if the person that come in decide to get rid of you?
CEO, one thing that I do believe in is that Nevadians, we are very resourceful. There are a lot of talented young people here in the diaspora or all over the world that just want to give their all to the organization, right? I've told all the candidates that I'm not going to be the next project director in the next administration because I also want other people to take chances on other cases as well.
Right.
There are folks who just have the talent, but they want to be seen, right? So I will be supporting that new project director to the fullest, and I will guide them and make them to look successful as well. So that's my goal. But I'm not going to be staying on as the next project director of UNICO, but I will give my fullest support to the next administration.
And I'll say it's because of someone like you, people like you, and other young leaders, you, Isaac, and all those other young guys that make UNICO to have this younger face now. I reference that all the time when I'm talking about the old school UNICO, as I refer to them, not in a negative way now, but from a generational perspective to now, we have a new breed. So people seeing you, working tirelessly, pushing, sacrificing your own time, your family time, your hard-earned money to UNICO, it will energize other people to be able to come there and try to be a part. Actually, I must admit it was because of people like you, DK, and Isaac, and Myan from Indiana, that got me really, looking towards UNICO. And this will be my first time attending UNICO convention in 23 years I've been here.
Can't wait to see you.
Yeah, so we'll be there. We'll attend the playoffs.
Can't wait to see BKS in the building.
We'll be there. We'll be there in full.
Great. A lot to unpack. Your trip to Liberia, people been calling me today. People been texting me that there were some things that went on when you went to Liberia. Positive things, though, not a negative one. People say you went there on a dual mission and all of that. But let's stick to UNICO, then we'll come to your trip to Liberia and all of those things you did. Like the CEO asked you if you want to work with any other leadership as the project director, and I think your answer was no, you want to give space to other people. How will you rate your workings with the country director in Liberia? And would you say the success of most of these projects that you had in Liberia was because of the beautiful working relationship you have with your country director?
Gina, I can tell you for a fact that one of the reasons why UNICO is successful today is the kind of team that we assemble. When I took over, I gave more power to my country directors because I believe that they have so much to offer. They know the terrain and they know how to deal with the ordinary Liberians than me, right? Mm-hmm. When I get on ground, I want to do things boom, boom, boom. When they are there, they want to make sure that we are not taking shortcuts, right? Or people are not taking advantage of us. And my country rep from Edmond Bawi is an incredible guy to Joseph Dolo. It has just been a great working relationship. And for UNICO Women Empowerment to be where it is today, I'm just the guy behind the scene, but they are the force on that project because they go on site every day. They make sure that people are not taking advantage of UNICO. So just by that gave me that sense of gratitude to them. And I'm just proud that we identify these young guys and we are not paying them. UNICO barely pay these guys, but they are just doing it out of a volunteer basis. And I'm just grateful that they sacrifice their time, their energy, their family, and give that time to UNICO. So I'm just so proud of them. And, UNICO, people are like showing me all the love today, but they are the real engine behind all of this. And I just give them that glory as well.
taking you to all of those projects that you guys undertook in Liberia or undertaking in Liberia, how would you rate them starting from the highest? And let's start firstly with the women empowerment project. Your president was here recently. He said you guys inherited that project. But tell us, what are those services that will be offered if completed? And give us a little historicity of how you guys derived at that project and how you expect it to run.
Thanks, Junior. When I took over as a project director, I can tell you for a fact that my vision for the project was bleak. Because imagine undertaking the 250,000 projects and going to see a foundation that is incomplete, right? And thinking that what can I do to finish that project in less than 4 years under this administration? I visited the site, I spoke with the contractors, and spoke with a lot of engineers to see how we can bring the ideas together. And then I look at my bank balance. I don't have the money sitting. So how am I going to implement a project that costs over $250,000 on a $7,000 budget? Right? So I had to go back into strategy. I had to go back. The president's vision was clear. The vice president, Nelson McKay, the board of directors, Nixon Zoll coming to Isaac Cato. Our vision for the organization was clear. That the Nimba people, if you don't believe people, you have to take a chance on the Nimbanians. Whether it is in Liberia, whether it is in the diaspora. When those folks are ready to do something, nothing can stop them. Nothing will stop them. Those guys went on their knees here in the US, both here and in Liberia. They went on their knees and they said, you know what? We are going to make sure that we build that center. They were sacrificing their $5, $10, $15. Sometimes they would say, Dan, Josh, you're harassing me for this money. I say, yeah, it's going to pay off, But today, I can tell you for a fact, the vision of that project is more promising than more than ever before. And, I can tell you that in that center will become a hub for a lot of people. A rest stop for a lot of kids who just want to achieve their maximum potential, right? And we will make sure that that center will be up and running, and we will also make sure that that center is also welcoming to everybody, whether it is through computer science, whether it is through midwifery, whether it is through bakery, sewing, tie-dyeing. These are going to be the programs that will be in that building, or even mechanics or electrical engineering, right? That is going to be it. And when it comes to the sustainability of that building, we have the president who has a vision. Samuel G. assembled a team of professionals that, you know what, guys, even before I leave office, I need a 5-year strategic plan. And he assembled professionals to draft that 5-year strategic plan, whether it is about soliciting funds, whether it is about maintenance of the building, whether it's about security of the building, whether it's about the program of the building. He has assembled that. And I'm proud that when he's leaving, he will be turning over that 5-year strategic plan to the next administration. They can alter that plan, they can add to that plan, but the fact is, this is our goal and this is what we want the center to look like.
With this very good vision that you have, every leadership comes with their own plan, all of that. And I mean, some administration will say, I'm afraid that we cannot complete this vision without having someone from the team on board, just in case they plead on you that we need your expertise, Mr. George. We need you to be here to complete this project, at least for it to run for 1 or 2 years before we turn it over to the committee. Will you serve the NIMA people in that direction?
Brother, one thing I do believe in is, I think the CEO acknowledged that, is when NIMBA speaks, nobody have to alter a word. When the folks speak, we have to listen, right? When NIMBA says that we have to do this, we have to do it. Whether it is leadership or just individual, the fact that we hear from NIMBA, we have that power. We have that love for each other. We have the love for county. And Junior, I can tell you for a fact, some of the folks who are contributing towards that project, they are unemployed. They have no jobs. Or some of them are living on their Social Security, right? but they believe in the county that the only thing that they want to give back to that county. And take, for example, Jan, as they're giving back to that, whether it is $5, $15, that is just a building that you're seeing over there. But the level of resources or employment that is happening at that center, just giving chance to other people to be employed, to feed their kids, right? They are also in other ways giving employment to kids as well, if our folks back there as well. So that's just the stuff. So when they speak, listen, we have to listen. But we also, I believe, we also need to give a chance to other folks who have so much to give to the organization.
Now, this will be my last question on this segment, and we go to the CEO. How have the community been reacting to this project so far? I mean, the NIMA people, the community that you undertaking the project in, what have been their own reaction to this project? Have they been supportive? If yes, in which direction, morally, materially, financially?
Gina, I can tell you for a fact that, and when I told you that, we inherited about $7,000, right, into implementing a 250,000 project. The neighbor people, brother, I'm just the face of the project right now, but the actual people who are doing this job are the folks at the back who are giving their $5, $15. Imagine that our budget right now is at least $500,000. Unico's budget. It is not from me. It is from the people.
I mean, the community in Liberia, in Ganta, where you want to take in the project, what have been the women reaction when you went there for the visit? How was it like? I know I have some of the videos here. I will play them shortly, but it's good to hear from the house's mouth.
Oh, they are looking forward to that. The Domapa project, the Women Empowerment Project. They are looking forward to that. And one good thing that Unico is doing is, since Unico is a chapter organization, we have Minnesota that actually built like the elementary school right there in the same area. So women will have the opportunity to drop their kids off to school as well as come to that site to empower themselves, right? So the folks on ground, they are embracing the idea, whether it is Chris Dakado, the former superintendent, or whether it is our own current superintendent called me up at Gunner. She just hosted our delegates at her residence the other day, and she was very impressed, right? So we have the women who are willing to step up to manage that or that center, because at that center, once we open on day one, we will need the administrators. We will need a bunch of different, the administrative position to be filled out. So these women are willing and excited to be on ground and just empower themselves.
Thank you very much. Tonight we have with us Mr. George Flomo. George Flomo is the project director for UNICO, the United NIMA Citizen Council in the United States. George is here tonight as we discuss UNICO in its totality, ranging from their projects in Liberia to the upcoming convention that they are about to have in May of this year. We will go for this break, and when we come back, we go to the CEO as we continue with the first segment of tonight's edition of the Heat Hour program. Stay with us and keep listening. Just in case you want to make your contribution to the show, you want to call us, you can call us on the numbers you see on the screen, +2507954 28947, +2507954 28947. That's the number to put you through here tonight on the show. Mr. George is here. All the project they've been undertaking, you can ask them everything, who their contractors are, how was the selection done, and all of that. You can ask him on the show here tonight too as well. But let's go for this break. George's time in Liberia was very memorable. Let's go for this one. We'll be right back. Still with us.
George video protesting.
Yeah, I don't know what is going on, but let me see here.
Yeah, George video protesting. Anyone can.
You're coming, you're loading.
coming to receive us.
You know, how it feel going back home and seeing mothers coming to wait for you, George?
You know, Gina, that is my home. That is my house. That is my mom's house. And the women of Gunner Town, right? The St. Nicola women, you know, just folks from nearby. I have felt that sense of gratitude for them, that they haven't seen their son in a long time, and they heard that their son is in town, and everybody just decided to troop in to come see their son. I am so deeply grateful for that service, and you know, and that was greatly for me personally, because that shows that they love me very much. And that women, some of them have medical conditions. Some of them, you know, they were struggling just to find daily bread, but they left everything to come and receive me and my delegates. That was just beautiful. And, you know, that's why, Gian, at the end of the day, I believe in one thing, right? Live well with people. Live well with people. Your reward will be great. Even when people doubt you sometimes, just be kind to yourself, right? And just do the right thing by the people. And that's why you see that result. Whether it is going to Tapeta, Complex, Zuatu, Pale. These are the places that people really like, just wanted to have connection with their own people. You know.
Thank you very much for, you know, I mean, sometimes we feel the pride, we feel very grateful. I know when you went back, the woman say, you can swallow the GB, you swallow all the GB that's supposed to be there. But again, I said, folks, we have with us Mr. George Flomo, Unico Project Director.
Yeah, I don't mean to cut you off. My dearest sister, Marilyn Flomo, actually called the Bobo Igbo. And that is where we actually sat there and ate it with our hands.
I think smell can move from you easy though. You gotta.
So I gotta put my hand in my pocket when I travel. I smell a little bit, you know.
Great, CEO, welcome. Let's go over to you now. You can ask your 2 questions, and after you go to CWT. We have a lot to unpack here tonight.
A lot. Yeah. So we again, George, thanks so much for coming on the show as usual. You're always willing to be a part of this. You have been a part of this from the bigger level to the parent company itself, the parent institution, BKS Foundation as a whole. So, you know, I'm in the group chat there, right? The Unico group chat. Your style of fundraising is really nice, really unique. I don't know if you leave or when you leave, if there will be anybody that will be able to follow that style, because I do fundraisers myself and I know how difficult it is for people to give. But you have this unique way of getting people to give, right? You're in there, you know, without your sign, boom, then you will list the amount of it encourages people. Very good style, unique style. I think it's something that you have with you. I don't know if someone else or me personally will be able to even follow that style. It's really good. It's very hard. But now, as soon as
on that point of the fundraiser, right? I just want to tell you, CEO, that Unico has been in existence since 1979, and they have been surviving. And I always believe that even after me, there will even be somebody better than me that will bring out the energy, the excitement, and just the charismatic attitude to the organization, right? So I do believe, and that's why I'm going to stick around to show them the way as well, to add to their own knowledge, to see how we can make Unico even more better than where we are living or when our turn is up.
Yeah, you just answered the question I'm about to ask you there, because like I said myself, I'm into fundraising and my style is different than your style. So after you leave or when you're about to leave, what system you will have in place to be able to grow? You know, as you previously said, the goal is to have other young people come on board to lead. What you should have, or what system you have in place to make it easier for your successor, someone that's coming after you, to be able to pick up from the ground and start running right away because you made it easier. Because to be a leader true leader, good leaders are the one that make things easier and set people to follow them right after they leave. So we have to set it up in a way that there's no bottleneck for people that follow us to be able to follow us in terms of leading. Now, I also asked your president when he was here last, was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday was time. I asked him, I said, no, the day before, I asked him about grant writing. There has to be other ways of fundraising other than just the dues and convention and stuff like that. And the other way, as we talk now, I realize you have a special way of doing that, but we have to add more. The organization has to add more to that type of system, other ways of fundraising. What if George leaves, or when George leaves, is it going to be that easier for someone to be able to use George style of fundraiser? We have to come up with a way that is easier for other people to follow in terms of fundraising. And Unico has to have several areas of fundraising, not just one. So what's your plan on that, setting up things for someone that's going to be succeeding you?
Absolutely, Mr. CEO. One thing that the NIMBA people want is transparency and accountability. And that's what CNSG believe in. And that's what Nelson Manquez believe in. Transparency and accountability. You cannot raise money without showing result for what you raised, right? And as a project director, one thing that I did when I took over CEO was that contractors that will be implementing projects for Unico, we have to be a locally based NIMBA construction company, right? And then I will go back into my fundraising strategy. That is, whether it is collecting funds directly from the folks. One of the things that we struggle with, we assembled the grant committee. When President G took over, he set up a whole committee that would just be responsible for grant writing, right? And then within that period, majority of the grantors that were giving grant to nonprofit institutions, especially places like Africa, shut down, like the USAID, right? They shut down. So we even went and registered on grantwatch.com in Washington, D.C. We grant.gov. We registered Unico in all this network. So we have been doing all of this, right? But majority of these programs that we have been seeing on this watch actually happens. You have to implement project within the U.S. for now.
Yeah.
Right? And that has been one of our difficulties. For somebody to give you money to implement a project back home, you have to either go through a specific nonprofit organization back home, and then in return, they give you that kind of project to do, right? And that has been the problem. But however, we are still working on it. We are still working on it. We are still knocking on every door to see where we can get resources from. And I still believe in the NIMBA people. CEO, you can go to a convention, somebody, just one in Baden will stand up and say, you know what, I will give $5,000. That we went to Minnesota the other day, just inauguration. A family stood up and said, you know what, I will give $5,000. Right? We went to DC Metro for Isaac Addo's induction ceremony. Mm-hmm. My wife stood there and gave $2,000. Right? So Nimbadians are willing to give it. We're not just depending on, people got to give to us. People got to always give, right? Mm-hmm. But we ourselves are taking that initiative to actually give back to the county, whether it is through employment, the empowerment, or just community engagement, scholarship programs. As you are aware, Unico has a scholarship foundation back home that we are providing a bunch of scholarship to kids, over there. So I believe that we have a plan in place. And I will always help the next project director to be as successful, even more than me. Because after all, when he wins, I'm going to win as well.
Yeah, and when he wins, I'm going to win as well. That's the mindset that we need to have in order to succeed. When Unico survive, when Unico strive, our people will benefit. It's not George Flomo. George Flomo is way on this side, right? You really don't have much to gain from Unico in terms of the benefit, right away that people there or our folks will benefit from. So I also forgot the last time to ask your president. I'm learning a lot about Unico. I'm learning a lot about Unico. He said in the Constitution it states that whenever a president comes and there are projects that came from their predecessor, they have to implement those projects before initiating their own projects. Now, the Women Empowerment Center in Ganta is almost done. I think he said about 85% done. Now that you guys are leaving, do you have any projects that you have on books to leave on ground, or it's just the Women Empowerment Project you will complete and then there will be no signature project for this administration?
Oh, thank you, CEO. Unico is decentralizing their developmental agendas, right? The Women Empowerment Center just happens to be one. It just maybe the bedrock of Unico right now. But the last time we went deep into Tapeta, because we are trying to build the Unico Park in Tapeta that will give opportunity to kids, whether it is through basketball, volleyball, or just other things that they can go spend their evening to do, right? That is something that Unico have in their plan for us to go in there and build a park, right? And we are also being engaged in other cities. We are looking at BAM. Maybe we are going to be doing maybe something in BAM, or maybe Complay. Complay is the next city that we have to do something in Complay. Sanicole, right? So we have other projects as we go along. Unico will even be expanding into more of these cities, and not just the women empowerment. The women empowerment is just one aspect of the Unico's plan. We have a lot of different plans that we have to implement, and also give equal opportunities to all Nigerians so that they can also benefit from their own sisters and brothers back here from the States.
So the park project, correct me if I'm wrong, I stand to be corrected. It's not your signature project though, this administration. It came from Don Dennis administration, right?
That was the good things that President Dennis did, and we should give him credit for, because he went to Complay and the people gave him land, right? And the land, he promised that he was going to build a park. But the park was not built, and because he never had enough time to do that, so that project will be passing on from the next administration to the next until it is done, right? So we go from one administration, whether it is through Don Dennis, whether it is through Sam G, whether it is through the next administration, the fact here is, CEO, is from the Nimba people in the diaspora who are just giving back to their people.
No, I get that. Again, kudos to all of them. I just want to know if your administration has any signature project that's going to be, this was Sam G's project he started or he initiated or he left on the books.
Well, Sam G took over a project that was already in motion,
okay,
which is the Women Empowerment Project, and he couldn't have done other projects. And then just to give you a scenario of the other things that he has done, right? Outside of the Women Empowerment Project, the president contributed to a funeral that maybe about a couple of folks who Unico identify with, the First Lady Project, where she had to distribute a lot of medical supplies, right? And we also even went deep into Zwato. We gave materials like shoes, clothes, and just stationary materials to kids back home. So these are other quick impact projects that has already been happening, with the exception of the big project, which happens to be the Women Empowerment Project. That Women Empowerment Project is just one aspect, but we have also been having a lot of quick impact projects, whether it is the Kino Capsule that happened in Nima a few years ago. That happens on CMG's watch, and he also identified with the family and gave them the necessary support that they needed. So there have been a lot of other smaller projects that we have done, but still implementing the Women Empowerment Project as well.
Thank you so much. And this is my last question, because you guys are teaching us this whole Unico thing. So how many terms did Sanji serve for? Is it 2 terms?
It's 2 terms. Normally it's a 4 years term, 2 years each.
Okay.
And then because he did so much for the Nimba people, he was uncontested. So he went on a white ballot in his this term. So he was not contested because the Nimba people believed that he was doing so well. So nobody was able to contest him.
Thank you.
But now that he's leaving, He's living like a level playing field, and everybody wants to be president now that he's leaving, right? So
Yeah.
that's good news for the for the administration that you build something and you are leaving it strong that everybody wants to be part of.
Thank you. See, I told you the conversation was going to be nice. I got more than 100 questions. Gino got more than 75 questions and 75. No, I don't know how many questions he has. So we'll let him, because he's the man that can count all the blindsided questions. So I'll stop here, Gino. I will let you continue.
Thank you, Mr. George Flomo is our guest here tonight on the show. George Flomo is the project director for UNICO, and George say he will work with the leadership, the incoming leadership, if they seek his service. But he wants to give chance to the young breeds so that they can take over UNICO too as well. Chiawete, over to you now. You can ask your question on this round. And let's go political with him. The convention and all of that. Let's hit him from that direction too as well.
Thank you, Gio. Good evening to Mr.
Political.
George Flomo.
Good evening, my friend.
Yeah, thank you for, the work you guys are doing for our people. We are very proud of you as Nimbai. We follow your work the last time when you were in Nimba. Even when the president came here, we must acknowledge that at least now we can see UNICO getting close to our people rather than before. So, that worth, giving you people the accolades. We need to, the empowerment we got as a citizen is to encourage and motivate you guys. So for me personally, I'm happy that at least I can say this with no fear that at least the Liberian organization in the States, I think the most vibrant one is the NIMA organization. So, I'm proud to say that. And thanks to your team, the president, for at least we can see a lot of young faces now. That's why a lot of young people are contesting for positions now in UNICO. Now, I know you being the project person, I just wanted to know the CEO asked some question. I think that I wanted to buttress too as well. When you are doing project too, sometimes the timeline and all of that, what's the timeline that we have for the project, the scope of the project? When we expect the project, to be done, and besides that, when do we see the project to be in effect? The intent of the project. What's the intention of the project? When do the NIMA people hope to see the empowerment project or the Women Empowerment Center open to the NIMA people? What's the timeline?
Thank you, sir, for that great statement about UNICO and just the people of Nimba that are trying to give back to their people. And I appreciate that. I appreciate folks who just take that moment to acknowledge these little things that we are doing for our people back home. When it comes to the timetable of that project, we actually wanted to dedicate the project this coming March. That was our goal. The only thing that delayed that project was the activities that have been happening like around the globe, whether it is through the immigration thing that happening here in the U.S. or through the shipping line that is being blocked because of the external war that is going on. So we really wanted to dedicate that project in March. And when it comes to the immigration process here, we have a lot of our folks who are giving faithfully. And some of them have a green card. Not everybody are citizens and can easily travel back and forth. So we took that into consideration, that if those folks are giving their 1 or 2 cents to this project, let us just wait a little bit more. And then when the time is normal, because we are not in a normal time right now in the U.S., as some of you know, this time is not normal. So that's why we decided to rest a little bit and give everybody the chance. When we have a normal time, people can go back, and then everybody will have the opportunity to go back and dedicate that project, and we will have a better moment. And then second of all, the shipping line, we order some supplies that is currently at the port of Monrovia that needs to be cleared out for the center, right? And those will be clear hopefully by tomorrow or day after. And then that center will be fully ready. So timeline, we really wanted to dedicate that. But our projection is going to be next March, so that everybody will have the time to go back home. That's when the Women Empowerment Center will be ready. We'll have programs running. We'll have a lot of different things going on. And that will be in March next year, 2027. And I hope to see BKS TV carrying it live. And, and I hope to see you guys there. So I'm looking forward to seeing you in 2027.
Thank you. The BKS follow your program. I think they took the program live, and I don't know whether the CEO announced that the program tonight is being relayed on other community radio stations like the Tapeta, Butuo, and then it's being on the Facebook. I wanted to also, know from you, when you are doing the kind of project, sometimes what you also need to identify is the issue of the risks. I don't know, what's the risks you have identified over the period of time, and how do you try to mitigate them? And the other thing is the issue of most time organization or such, when you are heading project, the issue of accountability is very important. And you and I know where we come from as Nimba. I don't know how financial reports, is being shared with the people of Nimba. When I say people of Nimba, the organization that you here as project director, how the reporting plan is being, is it regular or maybe after the project? How do you do your reporting?
Oh, thank you so much. So the Women Empowerment Center, when I took over as a project director, I told the president and the board of directors that I'm going to cut down the middleman. There should be no middleman. Money should not be coming to the project director, then the project director send it to Liberia, to the country rep, then the country rep take it to the contractors, right? Absolutely not. I'm not going to do that, because money.
1 minute, please. Is it country rep and country director?
Why is it intended for the country representative or the country director? That is still the same scenario. So they are our country representative right now in Liberia.
Okay.
Right. So I try to cut down the middleman when I took over as a project director, because when you see money is demonic. Let's be honest, right? If you put money in my hand here today, before I take it from my account, Father, I got to go for $1. Then I send it to the country rep. The country rep got to pay a way to go get the money from the bank, right? Something will be missing. So I cut down the middleman. Contractors, evaluation. I also introduced something first in Unico, first of its kind, that if you want to, I will send the announcement to radio station, the country rep will send the announcement, you got to bid for a specific phase of the project, right? From phase 1, phase 2, phase 3. There were a lot of bids that we received, right? And then I assembled a team of professionals here in the US to evaluate these bids. And they call some of these contractors either on a Zoom call or WhatsApp call to evaluate them and look at their credential, whether they can actually do this job. When we satisfy with them, when every one of us here in the diaspora say, you know what, let's go with these guys because they demonstrated their ability to do this job, right? Then we would tell them that, okay, send us a disbursement invoice. That disbursement invoice is now, it's going to come. We send it straight to the financial team. The only thing the financial team will have to do is you wire the money directly into their account. One of the reasons I put these things into place is before you even get pending from Unico, you got to sign a contract. And this contract, there are a lot of things stipulated in that contract that will hold you accountable in a court of law in case Unico decides to sue you when you forfeit on the contract, right? And that contract has a jurisdiction in the Liberian court, not just the U.S., because we have our country rep in Liberia that represents us, and then you sign that contract over there, we are going to hold you accountable in case something goes wrong, right? And then the second thing that I instituted is, if you are signing a project for about $40,000, I'm not going to pay you $40,000 upfront. I'm going to pay you through installments, see progress as we go along. right? You do X, Y, and Z job, I see it, then we give you payment. So that way, there is an accountability, there is a level of transparency in there, and nobody will be like, okay, I'm kind of like maybe trying to take advantage. Just imagine, Gian, if you put $40,000 in someone's pocket and say, go implement my project, I will be calling them every day. I'm not going to get them. So the only thing that I have to do is I will pay you half of that money. You're going to do the project. When you come back, when the project is completed, when your phase is completed, take for example the plastering. The plastering, we pay them, we saw it, and then saw the finishing product before I gave you your balance money. Right? So that's the level of transparency and accountability. So there is no money going to our country representative in Liberia. There is no money coming to the project director. We wire the money directly into the vendor's account. So that when we go to court tomorrow, we can pull that wire transfer that we pay you for X, Y, and Z, and you did a substandard job for us, or you did not complete the job at all. Then we can hold you in a court of law. So that's why today you could see that project to become one of the most successful projects that any diaspora organization can implement.
Thank you. My last question, maybe before I go to the presiding, the moderator. Thank you very much. You know, the reason why I'm asking this question sometimes is good when you come on the air to clear all of these things, because, you know, I was following in the chat room of recent. I saw a lot of argument, you know, back and forth. You know, that's a repetitional problem. And I know when it comes to project management, there are a lot of yes say, they say, all surrounds, you know, the implementation of project. Sometimes you are even sacrificing your time and all of that. So, you know, that's why I asked that question. So I wanted to know over the period since you became the project manager or director for UNICO, you know, what have you learned from past fundraising, and then currently the project there? I mean, over the years, what have you learned from the fundraising, and what's your exit strategy?
Thank you, my friend. One thing I would say here is that I have learned a lot doing this process, right? Whether it is about just holding people accountable and do the right thing by the people, right? I have learned a lot because for me, I'm a very straightforward person. The president is a very straightforward person. The vice president is a very straightforward person. The board of directors are even straighter than every one of us, right? So at the end of the day, I have learned so much that the only thing that the people in the diaspora want is result, right? So whether it is about just doing the right thing by them and just telling them as you go along and just doing your best and just be transparent with them. When it comes to that back and forth that you may have seen in that chat room, it was not about the project, because that project is one of the most successful success history in the history of UNICO. So it is not about the project. That back and forth was more about the donation that Prince Johnson, doing Senator Johnson's burial, that $10,000 donation that UNICO made to the committee. And the only thing that the folks are looking for is the people in the diaspora. One is a report from the planning committee in Liberia, how this $10,000 was utilized. That's why you saw that back and forth. But the project, every single Nimbanians in the diaspora are super proud of the project. They are proud of the status of the project, and they are just proud of being part of UNICO right now. And then when it comes to my exit strategy means leave a clean character for the people. Nothing more, nothing less. Just do your best and be honest with the Nimbanians. Do not take shortcut with them. Just be honest, because say the last time I was in Nimba, even $500 can start somebody with a market. You know, or can just start somebody daily life just to do something business strategy, right? So if we are doing all of this for Nimba, the best thing that we can do for our people who are giving these $5, $10 is to be honest with them as much as possible. And that's what we have been doing. And that's what this administration has been doing. And I'm super proud to be part of this administration because I believe that my character is also associated with this project. And when it comes to just not outside of Unico, I have a bunch of different staff that I managed. So I managed that institution as well as managing my own business, Prosper, as well.
Thank you. So a follow-up to that, is there any mechanism in place for feedback to the community? And if yes or no, I mean, how you intend, because when you are doing project or such, do you also embrace the issue of criticism as well?
Absolutely. One of the things that we actually look forward to is, and one of our strengths here is we encourage all Nibarians who are going back home from Unico to make a stop on the center and assess the project and come back with a feedback, right? Go on the site, see the project yourself. But if you haven't been on site, you cannot criticize a project that you are not seeing in person. We encourage people to go on site, to see the project, and then when you come back, give us a report that, hey, Josh, this is what I saw. Maybe we can do better like this, or like I have this editor in Unico. His name is Pawana. Pawana, when the site is going a little bit bushy with stuff, he will call me. Why the place is not clean? I said, Pop, most of these things I do it from my pocket. Sometimes I pay these guys. They go just clean it, just as my own contribution. So since it is not done, I will try to get it done. So these are some of the things that, yes, we are open to criticism because that's how we are going to grow. You cannot lock yourself in and feel like you are perfect. We are not perfect, but we are open to criticism. Yeah.
Mr. George Flomo is here tonight. George is the project director for Unico. And Unico is going to a convention. George, you said this is, I think, since 1979, Unico was established. This is the how many convention you guys going for now, Kai, in 2026?
That's a lot. There have been moments where convention has been suspended based on a lot of different things, whether like the most recent was COVID, convention was suspended. So there has been a lot of different conventions that we have attended. And I can tell you for a fact that I cannot pinpoint the numbers of conventions that have happened since 1979, but I can follow up to that and give you the answer. But I believe that Unico always feel excited going to these kind of events.
Question of the day. Who are you supporting in the upcoming election?
Gian, don't.
Now the interview has started.
Don't throw me under the bus because as a project director, I should be like that kind of mother to nurture everybody, right? But I'm going to tell you that I have seen candidates all over the place. I have seen people sacrifice their time, their energy, their resources for this organization to get this organization to where it is right now, right? And I just seen some folks who just show up during election and wants to contest, but they haven't been there to see the struggles, the progress that we have made, right? So I can tell you for a fact that I have traveled with the Vice President, Nelson McKay, all over Namibia. I have seen her weakness, and I have also seen her strength. I have seen her most vulnerable moment in Unico. And there is no doubt that to carry on a legacy, you need somebody who understands the system, somebody who believes in the system, and somebody who has seen the system firsthand. So there is no doubt in my mind that she's going to be an incredible president. And
Do you have interest in all of the position ranging from the president, the vice president, the secretary general? Because I see you praising the incoming president, let me say, but you're not speaking of other positions like vice president, secretary general. Who are you supporting in the vice presidential race?
the vice presidential race, you can see the field. The field is a lot of intelligent, super talented individual. We had Dr. Jan Volule from Indiana, from the great state of Indiana, who is just incredible guy and just so much have the resources to bring so much to the organization, right? And then we also have my own man from Iowa. His name is Parker Dan, who also just has so much to give as well. So this election is super competitive. It's that your mom one side, your pa one side, then you in the middle. You got to make that decision.
Yeah, so tell us, break the news to us here tonight. Who will you be voting for in the vice presidential race?
There is no doubt, Jan, and I believe in continuity of the organization.
My brother sound like a real politician, man. And man, I want to answer the questions.
I believe in continuity of the organization, and left for you, Gian, to decide where this thing will go.
No, you answer that question.
one of the reason why we brought you here tonight is, you are one of the brains now behind Unico. You know everything in Unico. You know the ins and outs. And for you to be successful, it means the person coming after you needs to do pretty well. So you need to play your card game very well and choose the perfect person. You've spoken of the president. I want us to go lines according to all of the elected position. Let's now go to the vice president. Be very definite with us here tonight. Who will you be voting for? I'm told that there are 4 folks in the race. Who will you be voting for out of the 4?
Junior, I cannot tell you that right now. Evaluation is happening. There are a lot of evaluation going on. We are seeing people's weaknesses and we are seeing people's strength. Right? Most of these folks who are running, they haven't been in leadership position within Unico for us to see their strength. Right? So right now, evaluation is ongoing. And we are going to see what's going to happen before May. May is still a couple of months away. And as we listen to their argument, as we see where they stand, we are going to make that decision as we go along. But I can tell you, man, Unico has some level of great and talented young men and women who are just willing to give their time to the organization. And I'm proud that they are willing.
And I'm told that your current vice president, the one that believes in you so much, also have a team set aside for the entire position. She's running as a president. She has a vice president. She has a secretary and the rest of the folks. Will you be voting a team from head to toe, or you make some slight changes if those guys have laid their plot before you?
Well, any intelligent person would not always vote down ballot. Voting down ballot means you vote from A to Z, right? So as an intelligent person, you got to evaluate candidates per their individual agenda that they are bringing and the level of resources that they can bring to the team, whether it is through their own intelligence or just through their charismatic attitude or just the attitude of bringing people together, right? These are things that we are studying right now. I have worked with the vice president up close. That's why I'm confident to say that she's going to be my candidate, right? The rest of the candidates, I'm still evaluating them. And Jan Volule is my guy, right? But I also want to give him the benefit of the doubt to prove himself so that when we go to the convention, I would not have a second thought that this is my kind of guy. The Secretary General, Gus Way, he's a very great man. Jenkins Baka is my best friend from North Dakota. Just imagine.
Oh, hold on. Brother Gus is on your VP's ticket?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And then Jenkins Baka is also in North Dakota. 2 incredible young men, right? With so much to give to the organization. So you kind of get intertwined with that. Or the election, in fact, the campaign had just been 2 weeks. So they still have more to convince the Namibia people to see who's the most best candidate to go. And instead of us voting down ballot, let's evaluate these people individually and not just say that, hey, because this person is on my camp, let me just vote for them. Because Unico deserves so much than just voting for people because you have personal relationship with them. And that's my kind of philosophy.
Thank you very much again. We have with us Mr. George Flomo. This conversation tonight is so much interesting. I didn't know that Dr. Nyan Fulude was contesting for the vice presidency. You know, the
Oh, yeah.
last time
Usually the question the man asked the
yeah, I
last
saw
time.
certain comment now, and now I'm getting to understand why.
So you know, you gotta read your Unico. Yan is contesting that why you were hitting DK the last time, huh? Yeah.
Now I understand, but I think it's a really interesting one, like you said, George. It will be difficult for anyone to make a decision as to who to vote for them because these are all incredible people. But again, you're a politician, you got to be definite. I know you're coming from a scary position. You don't want to be sure that you will vote this person, but your camp have already set up a team, and you are the only person now giving a different view about the camp. Your president was here recently. He said, no, definitely I'll be going with the entire team that is going from the camp. I will vote the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the rest of the people. I'll vote them. But you are saying, no, we need to do evaluation. There are some people, I believe in them, they are friends to me, but do they have what it takes to carry Unico to where it's supposed to be? We need to do that evaluation. And that's great of you, George. You are very incredible young man. But let's take you to Nema. When you visited San Nicolas, that's the political terrain of Nema, the political capital of Nema. Did you hear anything like, oh, George, you need to come back. We need you to serve in District 2. Were there any plight placed before you?
Absolutely not. The people just
Are
wanted
you
to see,
contemplating?
Gian, the people just wanted to see their son home. They just wanted to solo GB with their son. They just wanted to dance with their son. They just wanted to like engage with their son. There is
Someone told me that Unico is a stepping stone for many of these politicians in Nima. They go into Unico, after that they go to Nima and go to contest. Do you see yourself as one of those people who serve in Unico and going back to serve the Nima people in actuality, like serving as representative or senator? Are you contemplating on contesting electoral district 2?
Gian, if that's my goal, then I'll be fighting for the presidency or the vice presidency or some kind of elected position instead of being.
But you hold the cardinal position. Many of those things that are happening in Nima, like the project, people are looking at the president with that George need they can call every time when they go there. They say, "Oh, that George get a project here, that George doing it 1 year." They're not saying that the president. So you position yourself squarely in the eyes of the people. They know you more than they know the president because they are more in contact with you than the president.
Well, Gian, I believe in one thing: live well by people, regardless of your political affiliation or just your political agenda. Just live well with the people and let the people just do well for the people. But I can tell you, man, Gian, I don't have any political agenda for district number 2. My goal here is at least let's develop our county. Like I went to San Nicolas the other day. The people of Gonostown, they wanted to build their community center, and I had the opportunity to give them over 150 some odd thousand Liberian dollars, right? And then even Samuel Robert G, the president, gave them 100 bags of cement. The vice president gave them donations. So it is just about giving back to the community. No political. If the people call upon me, then we can evaluate that. But right now, they just wanted to see their son home. They just wanted to have time with their son, and they just wanted to engage with me. But there is no political undertone to that. Absolutely not. And that's why, Gian, just to bring this up, man, we invited some of our lawmakers here. They came to the U.S. They went to Minnesota. We put them in very nice hotels. We gave them drivers, securities to drive them around because we feel like these are our brothers, right? So if they come over, we should give them that respect and decency that they deserve. But when we go back home, they treat us like we are coming to look for political office or to make ourselves relevant, but not really thinking that we are there to just give back to the county. And that's why people believe that, oh, these folks, Unico is a stepping stone for political agenda, but absolutely not. I don't have that ambition right now, and I will not be looking forward to it in the next month or in the next year. But all I want to do for my county is, especially for my people, is to give them the resources that they deserve. Tapeta, for example, we went Tapeta. The CT scan machine in Tapeta is now working, right? And I took pictures. I sent it to the CEO, and I hope that you guys can share that picture
Yeah,
for
I
people
sent
to
to
see.
him. Yeah. Mhm.
As I come back to the US, my goal here is what can I do, whether it is through my own personal resources or through my connection or through something that I can do to get that machine up and running, right? I'm not from Tapeta. That machine is in Tapeta, right? But what can I do to get that machine up? Because my grandmother could fly or could ride to Tapeta for medication. And if that machine is not in service, she would not get that treatment that she deserved.
Great. Now, we in politics now, we will be jumping from UNICO to Liberian politics and all of that. You are one of the stakeholders from District 2. What is your relationship with the current representative, Jan Flomo?
I never talked to Jan Flomo. People think that we are somehow related. We are not related. I'll not talk to him. I made a lot of contact to talk to him. Even the NIMBA Legislative Caucus. We set up a team that the delegates were leaving from the U.S. to meet with the NIMBA Legislative Caucus to discuss the Women Empowerment Center and just other projects within the county. But we were not fortunate enough to meet with the NIMBA Legislative Caucus. And I learned that Jan Flomo holds Representative Jan Flomo holds position within the NIMBA Legislative Caucus. And we have tried. The only person, and I would give that credit to, that has always been with us and always call us or show up is Senator Samuel Korga or Representative Musa Ability. Whenever we are around, they will show up or show concern, right? But most of these folks, they don't even call us when we are in town to say, oh, our brothers and sisters here, let's see what they are up to. But that is not the problem. We are not there to go seek anything, but we just wanted to identify ourselves with them, to have an engagement with them, and just to have a conversation with them, because NIMBA deserves all of us. And if we are in the diaspora and we have the opportunity to give back to NIMBA, I think you shouldn't be thinking that somebody is coming there to run for your office. No, once you're doing good for the people, and once you are doing the right thing by the people, don't be worried about your job. Your job is secure.
Thank you very much. George Flomo is here with us tonight. He says, people think that I am the representative of Electoral District 2. We are related because of the last name, but we are not. We are not. I think something...
you gotta draw that distinction.
Some kind of way, somehow, something happening behind that. Have you supported any of those, say, candidates before, maybe in the 2023 election or the 2017 election? Have you supported any of those candidates publicly?
The election, especially in district number 2, they say what, these areas, there have been people whose names have come up and I've supported them, whether it is private or public. I've done that. Like, take for example, Madame Sandra Gipie, who has so much to give to the district. I publicly supported her. I endorsed her. She was not fortunate. Yeah, she was not fortunate to win, but I gave her my support because I know that she can actually deliver to the county. So I still believe, even my own current representative, he's doing a fantastic job. He just had to do more, and at least let's try to establish that relationship. But I believe that all of us here have so much to give, whether it is in your district, because even if I find opportunity here that I want to take to district number 2, I would even prefer channeling that opportunity through his office so that it would be like he's also doing something for the county. And that's why you call living your county and networking outside of your comfort zone, right? So that it is not just central government who would be doing something for district number 2, but his office will also be partnering with diaspora citizens and doing something for the county as well. So that's what it is.
Thank you very much. We are into politics, UNICO projects, UNICO convention, UNICO politics, and all of that here tonight. George Flomo is here unpacking and telling us everything that we need to know about UNICO on BKS TV. CEO, over to you now, Chief.
And then the breaking news that I had there, was George, is going to be, George has volunteered his time and energy and everything to be one of our panelists going forward. You see, Team BKS is growing. So he came from the BKS Foundation. Now he's coming down to join us on the BKS platform as one of our panelists. As an astute brother and son of Nima, we are proud to have you on this platform. George, we want to say welcome, and we look forward to working with you. It means a lot to us because coming on here, volunteering, sitting here for an hour and a half, 2 hours it means a lot. It's a lot of work. But again, you are sacrificing for the people of Nima. Nima is all we have. We are Nimayans, and anything Nima related, we tend to support that. So, on behalf of the platform, everyone that has been working behind the scene, we want to say thank you so much for volunteering, and you are welcome to this platform.
Thank you, CEO, and thank you for that. BKS, I believe, like I told you the last time I was here, I see a lot of future into BKS. The last time I was in Tapata, I actually gave scholarship to a girl who had on she is actually striving to be a journalist, and I believe that she will have a future. And I believe that maybe in the future, BKS could be a home as well. So these are the kind of opportunities that we are looking for in people who just want to give back as well.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. No, I know we talk about the UNICO convention, the UNICO politics, and before you came into UNICO, I know before you took on leadership, which I think you have done an excellent job. I don't want to say this because I'm talking to you as a brother. It might sound biased, but I think you've done extremely well. You were outside, you were part of UNICO, you were involved with UNICO before you took on leadership role. What you saw before coming in and what you have accomplished, what you have established, what you have helped to build, now you are leaving. The politics side of it, when you're answering that question, please add the politics side of it. Has it been, because it used to be tough. I don't know how you remember that, but how well you remember it, it used to be very brutal. It used to be tough. Now we see that now it's in the chat room. I personally have a different take on it, but I want to hear your honest opinion on that, and I will give my take on that.
When I came to the U.S. for the very first time, people talked to me about UNICO, and I was in Pennsylvania at the time, and folks, I go for a meeting, and people will be talking about, let's sell some GB or to raise, do this to raise money. So I always used to calculate how much of what a GB we will sell to provide opportunities for folks back home. And then if you want to bring that change, you always have that, that folks who will be anti to the change that you want to bring on board, right? Take, for example, when Deba Toze came on board with the Queen Contest, for the very first time, UNICO, the Queen Contest in North Dakota became one of the most successful Queen Contests in the history of UNICO. That was change, right? When I came over as a project director, I said that there will be no money passing from one hand to the next. Let's see progress, then money passing from one hand to the. That's the change that we are talking about. Right. Holding each other accountable, right? On the politics side of stuff, CEO, I can tell you that there are just some people who are anti to progress. No matter what you do, even BKS, people are kind of like have different views about BKS at times.
Plenty.
Right? No matter what you do, Jim, you will do everything possible, give your all, your resources, your time. But there are just some people with that kind of energy that want to drain the spirit of the organization down. Do you have to fall for it? No. Because we are built differently. Even in the chat room, the CEO can attest that sometimes we disagree very strongly.
Literally, yeah.
But when I'm done with that disagreement, I'm picking up the phone and calling my friend. We laughing on the phone, I'm begging them for money for the project. That is the kind of new UNICO that we want, where people don't cut a speech from one another, or people don't perceive each other to be enemy. But just we have different views on stuff. That's the kind of UNICO CEO that now that I'm leaving UNICO. All this, in fact, President G is leaving UNICO in a very good hand, because people can disagree strongly without you being kicked out, or people perceive you to be enemy, or just to be anti. CMG has been in power for 4 years. Unico has not been in court. But you could see from 1979, people were suing each other here and there, whether it's in New York, Minnesota, Pennsylvania.
Well, our papi no, you are tita our papi no.
No, but
I'm just joking.
but they were great. They were great.
Mm-hmm.
But there was just disagreement
Mm-hmm.
that they couldn't easily compromise on. But we, as the younger generation, and tap into their knowledge, we can compromise on a lot of different things without us taking it to their extreme.
Right.
And that's the kind of Unico that we envision for the next generation. Because if my daughter is coming and she sees the kind of job that I'm doing in Unico, she want to be part of it. Like, for example, I brought my daughter on stage in Delaware the other day. We were having our own event. My daughter served as the co-MC to me on stage, and she was just 8 years old, and she did an incredible job. That's how you bring your kids on board when the organization is doing well. You know, so I'm proud of the Unico that we are going to be leading. I'm proud of the next administration that will be taking over, and we are going to be around. We will stick around to make sure that we give them the guidance and support, you know, when they call upon us to do so.
What's going to be George's legacy, or what George Flomo want his legacy to be, you know, in the next few years, 5, 6, 7 years, 10 years down the line, when a new project director took over and said, man, there used to be this guy here called George Flomo. You know, what should be your legacy, or what do you want to be remembered for?
Well, my legacy is going to be built on the back of the Nimbanians here in the U.S. When you CEO, you call somebody here in Pennsylvania and say, hey, give me something of G's about George Flomo, right? That is my character. And that is something, minus the Women Empowerment Center that that we have all done everything for to get it to where it is. But character matters. Decency matters, right? And that's the kind of legacy that I want to leave within Unico. Just imagine that young people in Unico today, there has been no theory or no conspiracy theory coming up. Oh, this person is doing that person is doing this. But everybody moving with professionalism and everything that is going on in Unico, I'm very proud of it because I protect my character more than any other thing. So, you know, Jim, I'm looking forward to people referencing my character than even what I have done within Unico, because my character is a representation of me when I'm out of Unico tomorrow.
Yeah, and that question you were asked about Junior and the speculation and stuff, it happens to every one of us. I have been I don't want to say victim, but I've been one of those that have been labeled as that, because I started mine since 2012, where I go to Liberia all the time. I think you remember that. You know, I would go and come back. And then that news was everywhere since 2017. But that soon, and I tell a lot of people about that, you know, not just you, all our young brothers here who want to go back, who want to help, who want to get involved in things, they start to get little uncomfortable when people start to, you know, bring that leadership thing their way. So even if that's the case, so what, right? But there, you will get that. Trust me, it comes with the territory, right? Because people there, they are not used to seeing George Flomo apolitical coming in and doing things. It's not a regular thing that people see there. So normally people who do that, they tend to have different things under their sleeve. So you'll get that a lot, and you should get ready to answer that as you even join the show. Don't be surprised. Some of our I guess sometimes even in the comment section, you will see people saying those things about you. So I want to say again, thanks to you. But now to the convention, though, what do you expect us to see there? You know, the board election that was held in Minnesota was very detailed, it was very tough, it was intense. No, if board election can be like that, I don't know what the presidential election is going to be like. And we are hoping, in partnership with you, Bernice, and the president, we are hoping to host a few debates here, hopefully, and then get some of our candidates on here to push the idea, bring their platform on here and let us know what to expect. But you are inside Unico, you're one of the decision maker, your experience. You think it's going to be the same as the convention, not the convention, but the bull election, or you think the convention is going to be even more intense than the bull election?
Well, CEO, I can tell you that I've watched a lot of intense election in the history of UNINCO. Whether it is the election that happened in Maryland between
Maryland.
President Jan Dorkey and the late Felix Diapoto.
Yeah.
These are elections that was super competitive. If you had a lot of Namibian troops into that election. But at the end of the day, the Namibians still maintain their sanity. They still maintain their love for one another. They still disagree on platform, but they still, they came together as, one. So I still believe that even going to Iowa is going to just be another convention that has happened before.
Okay.
It's going to be tough. This election is not a free ride for anybody. That's why I'm encouraging all candidates to do their work. You got to go back ready to do your work. You got to reach out to all chapter leaders, your folks from different states, to pull them into Iowa. It's going to be very competitive. But one thing that I see, CEO, is the unity that brings us together when we meet at this convention. Don't mind the disagreement we have in our chat room. Don't mind the back and forth that is going on in our chat room. When we meet at the convention, you will see people dancing in cycles, embracing one another, laughing at each other. And that's the beauty of the convention. We will disagree so much to the last drop of our blood. But at the end of the day, when we get into Iowa, you will see that whole atmosphere change. People will be knocking glasses, swallowing GB together. You say, man, I will not vote for you, but I will swallow GB with you. That's the kind of love we have for one another when we meet to this convention. So I don't think when people taking these conventions so serious, don't be enemy to one another. Don't try to assassinate other characters, just because you want to get to that place. Because leave room for relationship. Leave room for networking. Because even if I'm a project director, I'm not there tomorrow, you will still need my resources, you will still need my ideas, you will still need me to be on your team as well to be successful. And that's why you don't need to break that bridges with other people. So I'm looking forward to a very successful convention, even more beautiful. Guess what? We are going to be in our Lapa suit that Nimba County will be represented on. So it's just going to be beautiful. Tradition.
Is that going to be for sale?
It's going to be for sale. Lapa, or the Lapa cost about $50. So I'm going to be encouraging BKS team that will be there to be in your Lapa suit, because everybody will be all, representing Nimba County. That moment, we want to be uniform. We want to show up to show our county. And that's the kind of things that we are going for this one. The convention is not just to go talk,
right?
But we need to embrace our culture. And that's why we are incorporating our culture in this convention.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. And I think the difference about this year convention, CLT and I were talking about it, is when I call you, when I call Bernice, when I call the president, I said, no, we are from Nimba County. Why it's true that you guys have been partnering with our counterparts in terms of covering the convention. Having this being broadcasted relay in Mutuo, where you have the Oman and the Papiden, in Boile there, listening to you, following the platform, and then the people in Tapeta, because the voice of Tapeta will also be relaying that. And we are working with other community radio stations in Nimba to carry this, right? So it's different. You guys have changed the narrative. Nobody knew about UNICO debate before. KMTV, they are good. They're doing what they're supposed to do. But this is going to be in Nimba County, right? Not only Nimba, but all the way to the borders over there, everywhere. And it will be covered to the detail, to the letter. So that's why I think it's going to be a great event. We are coming there, my boys and I. We are coming there as attendees. We got our men we're voting for. When it comes to the other people who all want to vote for them,
DK actually take a side.
No, I said we got our men. We got our men. We get host debate. We get host debate and take a side publicly. But yeah, I will let CLT come in. I think John wants to go to CLT, but it's great, man. We look forward to it. It's going to be wonderful.
Sure.
Saudi, I think it's up to you. Is your
So I would tell you, if you got a question, you can ask. If there's no question from your end, then we can go to the guest for his parting comment.
Oh, okay. Thank you. You know, I was waiting for the authorization from the moderator. So, I mean, it had been a very good show. You know, we had to let the guests go, but before the guests go, I don't know whether someone asked the question. I'm facing little problem. You know, my computer is, I don't know, technology trying to fail me. That's why I kept going off and on. I wanted to know from the project director because I'm pretty sure when the tenure of the presidency or this administration, I think he's leaving as well. So, and that project will be one of the signature project, if I would say, because when the immediate president came here, past immediate president are asking similar question. So, and I think the best person is here to answer this question because you are the project person. You know, project in your organization is very distinct. They are non-political. They are, you know, set aside to execute certain function. So I want to know, you know, how will the project be maintained after the completion? That's one. And the last one you could go on there is that is there any revenue generating component to sustain the project after the completion, after the construction and everything? Because all of what we're saying at the end of the day is your legacy. That's one. Because you know, raising the funds and all of that. But at the end of the day, the outcome, how we maintain the project and all of that, what are the plan that we hope to see?
Well, thank you very much, Sawi. You know, the project is not one person's project, right? The project is always going to continue. Whether it is about the implementation of the project, whether it's about the maintenance of the project, whether it's about soliciting grants or programs for the project, it's going to be all of us responsibility in collaboration with the administration in power, right? So I can tell you for a fact that the Women Empowerment Center, like I told you from the onset, the president, Sam Wobeji, told us that it is our responsibility to draft a 5-year strategic plan for the project. And that's what we have been working on, the 5-year strategic plan. And that includes the maintenance of the project, the security of the project, the implementation of the project, the resources of the project. And that will be part of that 5-year strategic plan. Because you don't want to give the administration to the next administration without like a footprint, right? So that's why we are doing everything in our power to develop that 5-year strategic plan and give it to the next administration. They can modify it. They can do whatever they want to do with it. But the fact is, we lay that foundation for them, right? When it comes to the maintenance of that project, we are going to be networking a lot with a lot of different organizations. Whether it is the Ministry of Education, where administrators can be, since they are going to be providing educational support to that project, whether they can even be on the, the Ministry of Education payroll, or whether we can network with nonprofit institutions that, that they can also partner with UNICO and still maintain the project. Now, when it comes to revenue generation, those women who will be on site, there will be a lot of trade that will be happening, right? Maybe bakery. You have a whole thing set up on the road where folks can go, you bake the bread, you put it on the road, people who passing by, they stop and buy the bread, and those revenues will be going back to the center, right? And that would still buy maybe $25 stock light, or how you call it over there, how you put that meter into the LEC thing, So that would just be the sustainability of the project. So these are some of the things. Maybe whether they're sewing, maybe they go there, we have all the machines in there, they sew, and then they have a whole booth on the road there. People stop there and buy their country cloth, right? Or just basic stuff that they will be able to use to generate revenue that will still be coming back to the center to maintain the center. But outside of that, we'll still be looking for resources. For that center to be effectively run, we need a lot of external resources as well. And that's why we in the diaspora, we are looking at other avenue partnerships, right? So these things will be coming down the line, and that is all part of the 5-year strategic plan of the president. So we'll all be working together, whether it is on the county level, the country level, or the diaspora level. So we are going to be working all together to bring that idea for that center to be run successfully. Imagine Gion stopping at the Women Empowerment Center because you want to settle a whole boat of GB, right? These are just some part of stuff that we can incorporate. Or maybe Gion wants to have his wedding, and then Gion can rent a whole hall at that Women Empowerment Center. It's a beautiful hall, right? Or Gion wife wants to give birth. You know what? Let's go to the Women Empowerment Center. That is all part of it, right? So we are gonna make it beautiful. We are gonna make it look welcoming to people, so that when you are there, you look relaxed. Like take for example, at our Women Empowerment Center, we also have rooms, and these rooms are also self-contained. So even if your partner is there to, she's pregnant, she's there to deliver, you can still stay in one of those rooms that is fully functional with bathrooms and everything self-contained at that Women Empowerment Center, right? Or even if you want to have like a workshop for your employees, maybe you work for a different organization. We have a whole hall or different hall within our buildings that you can actually have your session. So that building is more of an industrialized environment that you can have multiple different things going on at the same time. They got almost 3 different wings of that building that can still host multiple things at the same time. So that building will sustain itself, but we will also need external support to get it going as well.
Thank you. My last question to you. I know we had to let you go. You've been here for an hour plus now.
So, CEO, how much is an hour again? Okay.
We'll send the bill later. All
right.
Yeah. So, you say all of the good thing. I mean, it's not just saying, but you are doing a very good job. I must admit. Like I said, I owe no apology to anyone for the job we are doing. We Nimbayans, as I told the former president the last time, I said, Nimbayans, what makes us unique is the way we do things. So when we see, regardless of our disagreement, our diverse conversation along the line, like you said, the key thing we hold on is what Nimbayans ought to benefit, and that's what we are doing today. If you go to Liberia, the entire president of Liberia, they don't have even a 15 building, but just Nimba Community Radio Association have, a building they are erecting in Senegal there. So, and it's a story building. As a matter of fact, they are doing. Even if they are taking time, but once they got that mind to do it, and it's also a proud to the county. So it's very good. I want to say in this public manner that you guys are doing a very good job. But to close on this note, while it's true you are in this position and all of this will be your legacy, do you have ambition in the future, to lead UNICO? Because this could be some of the achievement along the way that we could see the name George Flomo surfacing in UNICO as one of those candidates in the future. To lead UNICO.
Thank you very much, my brother. The thing is, you cannot predict the future, right? You don't predict the future. Things will happen, and I didn't know that I could not even be a candidate in this race, because there were moments that I wanted to jump in the election, right? So you don't predict the future. But one thing that I carry with me throughout, whether as a project director or just a citizen of Nimba County, is the probability of me just being there to give back to the county. If that moment demands it, that I should give back, whether it is through service or just volunteering my services to UNICO, I'm going to give it. But right now, Siawati, I cannot predict that I'm going to be a presidential candidate in the future, or I'm going to run UNICO, because UNICO is going to be in the hands of a lot of good people. And, we will always step forward when the movement demands it for us to serve the organization. But right now, I can also serve the organization in multiple different ways. Whether just about, coming to meetings or just paying my dues or just doing other stuff, I will still be serving in other capacity. But I look forward to, a more successful UNICO after President Sam G. And I look even forward to a better UNICO and a better community here in the diaspora, so that when we are together here, we can take that unity back home to the folks over there. So, I'm looking forward to that, but I cannot predict that if I'm going to be a candidate in the next 2 years, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We've got exactly 2 hours now since our guest joined us, and I think it's about time I would take leave of him. Mr. George, thank you for being here tonight. But let me ask you this question. Liberia, Liberians, especially Nibadians, we discuss politics a lot. Were there a point in time when you were undertaking the project where political tension wanted you to give up along the way, where you say, nah, this thing is too much, I'm not getting anything from it, I'm not benefiting, but the tension is too much, the politics is too much, that you wanted to give up? Were there any time or any event that you wanted to give up from this project?
Gian, one thing is the project was not built on the back of politicians. The project was built on the back of Nibadians who just wanted to give back to the county. So there was no political influence in that. Whether people go on radio station, they say, UNICO doing that. We don't pay attention to that, because the people who are actually paying their $5, $10 are folks back here in the US, right? So there was no political tension to say, oh, I got to leave this project. And because we bought the land cash, it was not donated to us. We put UNICO Foundation on it. It was not through a political negotiation, right? So there was no political, interference in that moment. So we as Nibadians in the US, we had to do our project, regardless of, sometimes we ask politicians to help, like the last time I wanted to do the landscaping work, I asked few of them, those of them with yellow machine, and they let us down. UNICO step forward and pay the money and brought a yellow machine on site. So there is no political interference in the work that UNICO is doing, because our budget is not coming from the politicians, but the actual folks here in the diaspora who are just contributing at $5, $10, $15 to the cause. So there is nothing there that can stop them.
Thank you very much for being here tonight, Mr. George. In 2 minutes, give us a parting comment. There is something that we didn't touch and you want to touch on them. You can do that within 2 minutes. But before we do that, let's go to the CEO. Maybe you got something to say before we take leave of you tonight, Chief.
No, just want to say thanks to him again for always being supportive. We look forward to having him part of our team, the BKS TV platform, one of the panelists. It's going to be a big addition to us. So we look forward to that. But again, thank you so much, my brother. Continue doing what you're doing. I don't even have to tell you, don't listen to the noise. They say when you listen to the noise in the market, you won't shop.
True.
As our people will say. So continue your great work. I still believe that your leadership skill will be needed at some point in time, regardless of where the location is. NIMA people will need you, because we need leaders, and we need true leaders. We need passionate leaders, people who are actually passionate about leadership. So, I'm glad that you left the door open, that one of these days you may serve when NIMA people call upon you, because that's the biggest thing when you are called upon. I say when people call you, who am I to say no, right? So thank you so much. It was great having you again tonight. We'll look forward to having you in the future.
Thank you, CEO, and thank you to my two brothers as well for that great conversation. And I also just want to acknowledge the guy, BKS representative that went with us again in NIMBA. He was super professional, and I just want to say thank him as well. I never had the time to have a one-on-one with him, but I just want to say thank you. And I still remember him through his professionalism and the image that he showed us as journalists from BKS TV. That was very professional. And to the NIMBA people, I just want to say we got to just unite. That's all. NIMBA County, we got to come together. Whether the diaspora citizens doing stuff, whether it is the current NIMBA folks doing stuff, no political undertone to it. CEO, those who feel inferior about people who are doing good are people who are not serving their constituents, diligently. Because you shouldn't be worried when development is coming in your district. You should embrace it. You should embrace the idea. In fact, you should even network with that person who's bringing the development, not to castigate them or say negative things about them or accuse them of having a political ambition. That entails folks to have a little bit of a, negative thinking about the country. Because imagine we have put more money into the Women Empowerment Center that has also employed a lot of Nibanians. Right? I'm not from district number 1. The project has been implemented in district number 1. So we have to unite as one people. We have to come together. And sometimes when your brothers and sisters are living from this place and going back home, they just want to have conversation with you. They just want to network with you. Like my most beautiful time in the whole of Liberia was in Nimba. I slept in the villages. I talked to the people. I saw the organic GB, right? I saw a lot of good things. That by itself makes me like, listen, I am home, right? I am home. I'm not being judged by the color of my skin. I'm not being judged by how I speak. I'm speaking my dialect, right? My mom is speaking Mana to me. I'm responding. We having a normal conversation, and now somebody telling me that, oh, me get too much strong accent, right? I just feel welcome home, and that's why when we come home, we just want to relax. We just want to enjoy the comfort of our home, not for political ambition or anything. And sometimes I've seen the most craziest stories. People go home, people get jealous of them just for little or nothing, and then you just get rid of them. These things have to stop. People who are here, they just genuinely want to give back to the. Imagine a 74-year-old man paying towards a Women Empowerment Center. That man has no political ambition in Nimba County. That man has not been in Nimba for almost decades, but he just want to give back to his county. And that's why we are here to give that message. And CEO, thank you for always having me. I'm so proud of BKS. Like I've always said, BKS is in good hands. Let's continue to embrace the idea. Let's continue to support one another. And I look forward to joining the show soon again.
Thank you very much for being here tonight, Mr. Josh.
Thank you, my friends. And I will take a leave. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was the voice of George Flomo. George Flomo is the project director for UNICO. We'll go for this break. When we come back, we have our analysis and our parting comment. Why you want to tell me, man, you can lose game, Chelsea can lose game? Why ready you want to tell me?
Yeah, but man, you still number 3 though. Chelsea.
I get that do, you guys see you, I guess see you where you want them. You guys see you, I guess see you where you want to tell me.
I see where you want to tell me. I saw some a video they were pushing you around. I think that to the SKD, they were pushing you around.
That SKD video. I saw one today, the man declared intention of contest.
Yeah, they contesting for
President 2029. So we should be expecting him on the ballot. But again, before we go, I have to bring you this very important and very, very important information. The BKS Foundation presents an annual fundraising gala. Last year, the foundation was silent. There was no fundraising event. But this year, the foundation is back. Very, very strong, ever than before. And they have announced the fundraising gala. We will take time to discuss it here on the show as we officially invite the CEO, Mr. Alvin Seka Sr., to be our guest here as he expand on BKS Foundation, give us the history of BKS Foundation and some of the beautiful work that we benefit from today as this TV station that you listen to across Liberia and other parts of the world. He will be here on the show as our guest and not the CEO, but the guest of the show for that day as we interview him. But the fundraising gala will be, from what I have in my possession here, it's very difficult to pronounce, but I know of
What?
Indiana.
Fishers. It's called Fishers. Fishers.
Fishers, Indiana. I think it's Parkway, 1131 3 USA Parkway. And that event will be there beginning the 8th of August. It's just a 1 day event from the 8th of August, beginning at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. And this event promises to be very, very great. Connection. We're going to, I know cultural display will be there too as well, because the CEO, he likes culture. He likes it a lot. I don't know how many cultural folks will be going there, but just hold on to it as we try to arrange his appearance here. And I think we're going to take that time to have it like an annual interview where he gave us his overall success story, the challenges that he's faced so far, and how he overcome them, and what is the purpose of this year fundraising, and all of that will be discussed by him. But again, it's been a wonderful conversation here tonight. All of you have been listening to us. My brother Prince Slayer Paul from Complex City. Prince was watching us here tonight. Otis Johnson, Otello Johnson was also following us from the Red Hill community. Madam Debatoze, a very hardworking woman, strategic woman. And she was also following the show here. Moses P. was watching us from Banga. Ramfield Dulu was also following. See you, over to you now. Let's hear your analysis and your parting comment. And then we go to Siawete to take us home.
Again, great. As you said, thank you so much. We will be hosting our 10th annual fundraising gala. It will be in Indiana. We were supposed to host it last year. We do that every year, but last year, unfortunately, we had a death in our family, so we were not able to host the event. We struggled with it, and we were not able to host it. So this year, we had to postpone it to this year, and this year is going to be interesting. We got a lot of people that will be there. CRT is going to be there. He's going to be my right hand man. We have a man. What's his name? Our panelist, what's his name? Your former co-host, Alfonso.
Alfonso.
Yeah, Alfonso is going to be there.
Now you calling Alfonso former co-host, not me. So Alfonso,
I get a man different job. That man got some kind of strategic what he's doing for BKS. He said he needs to come on here and talk about BKS scholarship, because we got some students at NU. He has been spearheading that. He needs to come on here and talk about his scholarship. So we'll be doing fundraiser. We have reopened our scholarship program. BKS has reopened her scholarship program. And like we have some students at NU as we speak. So during the fundraiser, we'll talk about that as well. It's good. It's going to be great. And I know we have a special interview, but this is something that is close and near to my heart, near and dear to my heart. Don't mind my business, something. Yeah, really in the corner there always. But overall, it's going to be good. We will push it. In the year before last, when we hosted it, we had a lot of people that show up. Our board members are all in Indiana. Even though I live in North Carolina, but our board members are in Indiana, so we'll be going there. It can be nice. We have cultural event. We have people to invite to come there. The past two events, my man Gion Vaughn came from Australia to perform. It was all Booyah affair, and then we have folks from other parts of the country that come there. I have a lot of friends, non-Nimayans, by the way, who will come there to show support. So we look forward to having a really good one this year. This year is going to be unique because we missed last year, and we want to do it the 10th anniversary of the gala. So we'll look forward to having that. To George, I want to say thanks to him. George is a very hardworking young man from Nima County. He has been in this leadership, Unico thing. If you're in the group chat, you see George raising funds, you'll be surprised. He will call, take phone call you, but man, send $10, send $10, send $5, and then before you know it, the boy has raised $3,000, $5,000 for that project there. So hats off to him for all the hard work he has done, and being part of our panelists too will be a great one. But overall, it has been great. Thank you so much for hosting the show. We'll be back tomorrow. We are working behind the scenes to to stage to bring some of the contestants, the candidates that are vying for the presidential seat. We'll try to bring them. We are even planning on uh, conducting debates here before the actual event. So from now to May, the middle of May, it will be a really good thing to bring Unico to the people of Nema County and Liberia at large. So overall, it has been great. Thank you so much for hosting the show. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Thank you very much for being here tonight, CEO. So take us home, Chief.
Thank you, Gian. And thanks to Mr. Flomo. I think his appearance tonight it was one of the good show we have because he gave a clear picture of what is happening there. And as a project person, all of what is happening over there at the end of the day, the issue of accountability, everything lies in the hands of judge. So the way he manages the program, he will also bring proud to the institution. So like he gave a very good, sustainability plan is also important, but there needs to be more work done. They are doing their best, and we must applaud them for that. He spoke very well, and, have a very nice experience back home. It was good. And I mean, with the BKS, our dream is to see BKS being second to none.
Right.
That's why from 2016, when some of us joined the
Yeah.
platform, the foundation, and all of that, up till now in 2019, 2020, we were there for the official opening, in Butuo. So, our passion for this, and the old man who bear this institution, he was a great man. With the little time he spent on life, I think he has a very huge impact, to a lot of human beings. As a matter of fact, you see it from the work. So once you see a fellow young man trying to develop, people, whether directly and indirectly. I'm not from Buyao, but the development at BKS, I carry on in Buyao, like, the water project, the radio station, and all of that. And today, BKS is moving out of Buyao, extending other parts of Nimba. And I mean, the vision is huge. So, I mean, we are there, we are part of it. We are hoping and praying that everything we vision will go beyond what it is today. But on the overall, the Unico guys, I mean, like I said, with all of our disagreement, one thing I'm always proud of is what we do different, to other counties. Today, if you go to Nimba, regardless of all the noise we're making, people admire us outside there because just look at the development. We saying the money we're using, I mean, we checkmate each other. Why it's true we checkmate, but that money at least is being shown to when it comes to development, Nimbayans are just kind of unique people. When it comes to yellow machine acquisition, Nima was the first county. They work, they a lot of work. The machine is still there. I mean, it's just the issue of maintenance and other thing that is needed. But at the end of the day, we are seeing something, and this is seeing, behavior. If you put 10 Nima men down today to know what they are done back home, out of that 10, the ratio you see, out of 10, you get maybe 8% are making impact. So I think it's laudable, and I'm very proud because many persons come, people travel outside, they don't go back home, they don't even think about, but NIMBA organization, I think they are doing extremely well, and we encourage them to continue such practice so that because what is happening today is a legacy. People who funded the Unicode back then, if they are not muster the courage and all of what they did in the past, current leaders, previous leaders who have come, they will not get this opportunity and the stepping stone to continue. So I think it was good. The show was good. We look forward to hosting most of them. As a matter of fact, from now to May, the process is on. So we might have some major activities and other candidates coming to unveil. We will make it different this year. You have to explain to the Nima people why you want to lead them. So every week at least previous leaders that are being unique, whether the board chair, previous board chair, what were the achievement, and other leaders who have served the institution. It's unique for people to know so that they will have that connection, whether back home or here. So it was good. I want to say, Georgie, thank you very much. You are doing a good job. That's Nimba. We say kudos to you on behalf, of the platform. And we also welcome you. You will also be an asset to the institution. That's what we need. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for being here tonight, Sarah, and thank you, CEO, for being here. Thank you to all of our followers for also listening to us. Until we meet again tomorrow, same time, same TV platform, and same radio station as always. Catch it up tomorrow.
Thank you.